And I thought, like, when he go to jail, I was just gonna be like, all right, cool, great. But then,
when Blueface found himself in legal trouble, many thought his jail time would serve as a wake-up call. Instead, it seems like the rapper is on the brink of losing everything: his freedom, fortune, and even his home. Rumors are swirling that his once lavish lifestyle is crumbling under a staggering $14 million debt from a wild Las Vegas shootout, leaving him at risk of walking out of prison with nothing but the clothes on his back. This is just the tip of the iceberg, as we uncover the shocking downfall of a rapper who seemed to have it all, only to see it slip away. Blueface's story is a textbook example of how a string of bad decisions can lead to a spiraling downfall. He wasn't just a bystander caught up in unfortunate circumstances, he actively courted trouble. From reckless altercations to shocking legal infractions, Blueface seemed to be on a collision course with disaster for years. Remember that infamous bouncer beatdown at Skinny's Lounge back in 2021? Blueface and his crew didn't just rough the guy up, they brutalized him all because the bouncer dared to ask for ID and didn't immediately recognize Blueface. This wasn't just a one-off lapse in judgment, it was the beginning of a pattern. It wasn't long before Blueface was embroiled in another scandal, this time for a shooting outside a Las Vegas strip club in 2022. The details are still murky, but according to sources, the altercation started over a joke that Blueface didn't find funny. When a white pickup truck drove by, Blueface pulled out his gun and fired multiple shots in the driver's direction, who swerved across the road to dodge the bullets. This could have easily landed Blueface behind bars for years. In a twist that left many shaking their heads, Blueface managed to dodge the full consequences by pleading guilty to lesser charges. Instead of prison, he got probation, a second chance to turn his life around. But did he? Not even close. In fact, Blueface's brush with the law seemed to embolden him. Instead of keeping a low profile, he doubled down on the chaos, breaking the very rules that were supposed to keep him out of jail. His probation violations started stacking up, each one more reckless than the last. Whether it was dragging a woman on stage during a concert and ordering his fiancée to attack her, or attacking a fan for simply trying to take a picture, Blueface's disregard for the law was blatant. And then there's the financial side of things. Blueface was living large too large. His lavish lifestyle wasn't just about flashy cars and expensive clothes, it was about showing the world that he had made it. But beneath the surface, the cracks were starting to show. The $14 million debt he owes to the now defunct Euphoric Gentlemen's Club in Las Vegas is just the beginning. This isn't just pocket change, it's the kind of debt that can destroy a career, especially when combined with his other legal troubles. Blueface's current situation is even worse than anyone could have predicted. His trial keeps getting pushed back, leaving him in a state of limbo. The latest rumors suggest that he could be facing an additional 30 months behind bars, a far cry from the freedom he once enjoyed. And let's not forget the unresolved lawsuits still hanging over his head, each one a ticking time bomb that could explode at any moment. But here's where things get really grim: Blueface might be broke. Sure, there hasn't been an official announcement, but the signs are all there. He's been out of the spotlight for over 6 months, and his music sales are plummeting. Once loyal fans are starting to lose interest, and without new music or public appearances, Blueface is quickly becoming yesterday's news. If he ends up serving another 2 years in prison, he could emerge not just forgotten but penniless. His lavish lifestyle may have once been a symbol of his success, but now it's a chain around his neck, dragging him deeper into financial ruin. And let's not overlook the rumors swirling about his properties and cars. Reliable sources suggest that Blueface's assets could soon be seized to pay off his massive debts. Imagine that the rapper who once flaunted his wealth at every opportunity might be left with nothing. No mansion, no luxury cars, no jewelry, just the bitter reality of starting over from scratch if he's lucky. In the end, Blueface's story is a cautionary tale of what happens when fame and fortune are squandered on bad decisions. He wasn't set up or betrayed by those around him. He's the one who systematically broke the law, defied the courts, and lived recklessly without considering the consequences. Now those consequences are catching up with him, and they're far more severe than he likely ever imagined. As the days tick down to his next court appearance, one has to wonder, is this the end of Blueface as we know him? Will he fade into obscurity, another cautionary tale in the annals of rap history, or will he somehow claw his way back from the brink? If there's one thing we've learned from his story so far, it's that anything is possible, both the rise and the fall. But right now, the odds are not in his favor. But Blueface isn't the only one in a bad spot. His on-again, off-again partner, Chriseanrock, might just be in an even worse situation. While Blueface is busy fighting his own legal battles, Chrisean is facing the terrifying possibility of spending the next 8 years behind bars. She was arrested in Los Angeles while trying to support Blueface at one of his hearings, only to find herself caught up in a legal nightmare of her own. Chrisean has been no stranger to the courtroom, with a history of legal troubles that would make anyone's head spin. Her most recent brush with the law involved an outstanding warrant from Oklahoma, where she's now facing charges for possession of controlled dangerous substances and failure to have a tax stamp on those substances. The potential sentence: a brutal 8 years. It's like her life went from chaotic to catastrophic in the blink of an eye. While Blueface was out flaunting his lifestyle and racking up debts, Chrisean was reportedly the one paying his bills. She's been holding it down for him, even though she's knee-deep in her own legal mess. According to some sources, she's been covering everything from his rent to legal fees and even the costs of maintaining his infamous restaurant. Imagine shelling out $155,000 every 2 months for someone else's business, while knowing you might not see the outside of a prison cell for almost a decade. Chrisean has been pretty open about her frustrations with Blueface, too. In a series of Instagram lives, she didn't hold back, calling him evil and expressing her annoyance at his constant demands and lack of gratitude. She's been footing the bill for his lifestyle, yet he's still giving her grief about going out and having a good time. The irony is almost too much. She's locked down in more ways than one, both figuratively and literally, while he's behind bars for violating probation. Then there's the question of their child. With both parents potentially facing years in prison, what happens to the little boy caught in the middle? The thought of a child growing up without either parent around is heartbreaking and adds another layer of tragedy to this already messy situation. Chrisean has talked about doing everything she can to avoid serving time so she can be there for her son, but with the way things are going, that seems like an uphill battle. Before all this, Chrisean was trying to distance herself from the drama. She'd been paying off fees, trying to clean up her life, and focusing on being a mom. But just when it looked like she might be able to turn things around, she got sucked back into the chaos that seems to follow her and Blueface wherever they go. Now, both of them are in deep, and there's no easy way out. As the legal battles continue to unfold, one can only wonder if either of them will come out of this unscathed, or if this is the beginning of the end for one of hip-hop's most notorious couples. Fan opinions on Blueface's situation are as divided as his life appears to be. Some suggest that if Chrisean doesn't return soon, Blueface will move on without her, reflecting the fragile nature of their relationship under such intense pressure. Another fan voiced frustration with the legal system, arguing that they're playing with Blueface's life, labeling the legal process as unfair and exploitative. This sentiment suggests that the system is set up to keep people like Blueface entangled, cycling through probation, fines, and mandatory classes rather than allowing them to move on. So, what do you think? Is Blueface doomed to lose it all, or can he somehow turn his life around before it's too late? And what about Chrisean? Should she continue to support him despite her own mounting troubles, or is it time for her to move on? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay tuned for more updates on the wild world of celebrity drama.